Good morning. This is Akashvani. I am Saira Mujtaba with World News. The headlines. President Murmu to hold bilateral talks with Angolan counterpart João Manuel Gonçalves Llorens in Luanda today. 6 civilians killed and 5 injured in Afghanistan after Pakistani military attack residential homes in Kandahar. Ukraine accuses Russia of targeting energy sites and killing 7 people. And in chess, world champion D. Gukesh eliminated from FIDE World Cup, Grandmaster R. Pragyananda and Arjun Erigaisi advanced to round 4. And now the news in detail. President Draupadi Murmu has reached Angola for the first leg of a two-nation state visit to Africa. She landed in the capital city of Luanda last evening. Today, President Murmu will hold bilateral talks with the Angolan President, João Manuel Gonçalves Llorens, at the Presidential Palace in Luanda. The two countries are likely to sign and exchange MOUs on issues of mutual interest following this. Our correspondent covering the visit has more on this.
Earlier this year, when President of Angola met Prime Minister Modi, India approved a $200 million line of credit to help Angola modernize its defense forces. Both countries are now holding talks to finalize this agreement, which could also facilitate Angola to source defense equipment from India. Angola is already India's second largest energy supplier from Africa. With the discovery of new oil fields there, India can support Angola in refining and oil exploration projects. India can also help Angola achieve food security by sharing agricultural technology and equipment. During the current visit, both sides may also discuss cooperation in healthcare, space technology, and digital public infrastructure. They could further strengthen partnerships under global initiatives like the International Solar Alliance, the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, the Global Biofuel Alliance, and the International Big Cat Alliance. Manish Shiva, Akashvani News, Angola.
President Murmu is in Angola till Tuesday, where she will attend the 50th anniversary celebrations of Angola's independence. She will also address the Parliament of Angola and interact with the members of the Indian community in Angola. Beginning Tuesday, President Murmu will travel to Botswana for the second leg of a tour, which will continue until Thursday. At least 6 civilians, including women and children, were killed and 5 others injured after Pakistani military struck 3 residential homes in Spin Boldak, district of Afghanistan's Kandahar province, local media reported yesterday. Afghanistan officials said Pakistan breached the ceasefire without any provocation and launched attacks on civilians, noting that Afghan forces have not retaliated yet. Pakistan's Defence Minister Khwaja Muhammad Asif said on Friday that the negotiations had been suspended after reaching a deadlock with no immediate plans to resume talks. In Pakistan, the human rights and the condition of women continues to worsen, as Pakistan's Minister for Human Rights, Azam Nazir Tarar, informed the National Assembly. Over 7,500 women, including 1,553 in the name of honor, were murdered in the country in 4 years, that is, from 2021 to 2024. In a written reply, Tarar said, the data has been compiled by the National Police Bureau, which shows that 17,771 cases of rape and gang rape of women were reported during the 4-year period. The data reveals that 121 women were subjected to sexual assault during their custody. India and New Zealand have completed the 4th round of negotiations on Free Trade Agreement or FTA after 5 days of productive discussions. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry said that the talks focused on key areas such as trade in goods and services, economic cooperation, and rules of origin. Both sides said the discussions were positive and showed their shared goal of building a strong, modern, and balanced trade partnership. A portion of the holy relics of Lord Buddha brought from India, enshrined at Thimphu's prominent monastery Tashi Jotsong, considered the seat of Bhutan's highest spiritual and political institutions. According to the Indian Embassy at Thimphu, Prime Minister of Bhutan Tshering Tobgay, other ministers of the Himalayan Kingdom, and senior Lopins of the Central Monastic Body joined Virendra Kumar, India's Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment, at the enshrinement ceremony. This comes ahead of Prime Minister Modi's 2-day visit to Bhutan from Tuesday. This is Akashvani giving you the world news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at TI News Alerts. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download the News on AIR app. Welcome back. You're listening to World News. Russia launched a barrage of drones and missiles in overnight attacks on Ukraine, targeting substations that supply 2 nuclear power plants and killed 7 people. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha said on social media that these strikes were not accidental but well planned. He added, Russia is deliberately endangering nuclear safety in Europe. Russia's defense ministry said that it had launched a massive strike with high-precision, long-range air, ground and sea-based weapons on weapon production and gas and energy facilities in response to Kiev's strikes on Russia. Donald Trump has said US will not attend the G20 summit in South Africa over claims that white people are being persecuted in the country. The US president said it was a total disgrace that South Africa is hosting the meeting, where leaders from the world's largest economies will gather in Johannesburg later this month. In a social media post, Mr. Trump said, Afrikaners are being killed and slaughtered and their land and farms are being illegally confiscated. He added that no US government official will attend as long as these human rights abuses continue. However, South Africa's foreign ministry described the decision by the White House as regrettable. A tornado accompanied by strong winds and heavy rain struck the southern Brazilian state of Paraná, killing 6 people. According to the Paraná Meteorology and Environmental Monitoring System, the tornado's winds reached speeds between 180 and 250 kilometers per hour. While expressing condolences to the victims' families, President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva wrote on social media that all the help and assistance provided to the people of Paraná. The Philippines evacuated over 1 lakh residents across its eastern and northern regions as Typhoon Phongwong intensified today into a super typhoon, threatening to unleash torrential rains, destructive winds, and storm surges. More than 300 domestic and international flights have been cancelled, according to the Civil Aviation Regulator. In chess, after an extraordinary run in 2024, world champion D. Gukesh suffered a major blow as he lost to German Grandmaster Friedrich Swan, which resulted in a third-round elimination for him in the ongoing FIDE World Cup in Goa. Pragyananda R won his match against H. Robert and moved to the 4th round. Arjun Erigaisi also went to round 4 after drawing with Uzbekistan's Shamsuddin Vokhedov. More from our correspondent.
Grandmaster R. Pragyananda made the most of the slight advantage he gained in the middle of the game to beat Grandmaster Robert Hovhannisyan of Armenia as 4 Indians booked a place in the 4th round of the FIDE World Cup 2025 here on Saturday, while world champion Gukesh D was knocked out. The third highest ranked Indian, Pragyananda R, took control of the match by move 27 with his queen. The Armenian ultimately resigned after 42nd move. A total of 10 Indians have made it to the third round of FIDE World Cup 2025, in which 206 players from 82 countries are vying for the coveted Vishwanathan Ananda Cup, named after the Indian legend. Hari Krishna, who had won the first game with white, was the first Indian to advance to the next round after he played out a quick draw against Belgium's Grandmaster Daniel Darda and was soon joined by Arjun Erigaisi and world junior champion Pranav V. Anish Giri, the highest seeded foreign player in the competition, was knocked out after he lost the second game against Grandmaster Alexander Donchenko with black pieces in 47 moves. World champion Gukesh D lost his third round match against Frederick Swain. This is Mahesh Chopade for Akashvani News, Panaji.
And now, before we close, here are the highlights once again. President Murmu to hold bilateral talks with Angolan counterpart João Manuel Gonçalves Lourenço in Luanda today. 6 civilians killed and 5 injured in Afghanistan after Pakistani military attacked residential homes in Kandahar. Ukraine accuses Russia of targeting energy sites and killing 7 people. And in chess, world champion D. Gukesh eliminated from FIDE World Cup. Grandmaster R. Pragyananda and Arjun Erigaisi advanced to round 4. And that is the end of World News.